Mexico is a land rich in ancient history, beautiful traditions, and a culture of deeply chilling legends. Tonight, we're diving into the dark world of Mexican urban legends. Each story you're about to hear carries with it not just terror, but a cautionary message passed down through generations. Let's journey into Mexico's top 5 scariest urban legends. But beware, you may feel like someone's watching you. Mexican legends are some of the oldest and most spine-tingling stories in the world, influenced by a blend of indigenous traditions and colonial history. These tales are more than just folklore. They reflect a world filled with supernatural forces and spirits that linger in the shadows. Today, we'll uncover 5 of the most terrifying legends that have haunted Mexico for centuries. Brace yourself as we enter the eerie unknown. La Llorona, or the Weeping Woman, is one of the most well-known and tragic figures in Mexican folklore. The story begins with a beautiful woman named Maria who falls in love with a wealthy man and has 2 children with him. However, when he ultimately rejects her, choosing another woman, Maria becomes overcome with jealousy and rage. In a fit of madness, she drowns her children in a river, only to realize the horror of what she's done moments later. Devastated, Maria drowns herself and is condemned to wander forever in search of her lost children. Since her death, locals claim to hear her mournful wails near bodies of water, crying, "Ay, mis hijos, oh my children." It's said that if you hear her crying, you should run the other way, because those who see La Llorona are often never seen again. Some believe she kidnaps children, mistaking them for her own, or curses those who dare to cross her path. Her spirit is filled with unending sorrow and rage, making her one of the most feared apparitions in Mexico. La Llorona's story is a cautionary tale about jealousy and regret, a story passed down through generations to warn people about the dangers of unchecked emotions. While some say it's merely a myth, countless people have reported hearing her wails late at night, and her tale has left an indelible mark on Mexican culture. When near rivers, lakes, or canals, people in Mexico still feel her presence, always wondering if they might be next to hear her mournful cry. El Charro Negro, or the Black Horseman, is a mysterious figure who appears on lonely roads at night. Dressed in a black charro outfit with a wide-brimmed sombrero, he rides a massive black horse with fiery red eyes. According to legend, El Charro Negro was once a man who made a deal with the devil for wealth and power. He enjoyed a life of riches, but when the devil came to collect his soul, he tried to escape his fate. As punishment, he was cursed to roam the earth, bound to lure others into making the same dark deal. Those who encounter El Charro Negro often see him late at night on isolated roads. He's known to appear out of nowhere, offering assistance to travelers, especially those desperate for money or help. But if you accept his help or make a deal with him, you're essentially trading your soul for temporary riches. Witnesses report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread when they meet him, and some say his horse lets out a blood-curdling neigh just before vanishing into thin air. El Charro Negro's legend serves as a warning against greed and ambition, illustrating the dangers of making deals that seem too good to be true. Many Mexicans still tell stories of friends or relatives who claim to see him, their lives forever changed by a brief encounter. Late-night travelers in Mexico often keep their eyes down, hoping to avoid the piercing gaze of El Charro Negro, lest they become his next victim. El Cucuy, also known as the Mexican boogeyman, is a creature feared by children across Mexico, described as a small, hunchbacked figure with glowing red eyes and sharp claws. El Cucuy hides in dark places, waiting to snatch up naughty or disobedient children. Parents have long used the story of El Cucuy to warn their kids, claiming he'll take them away if they misbehave. But while it might sound like a harmless story, there are those who believe El Cucuy is all too real. Some accounts suggest that El Cucuy isn't just a mythical creature, but a malevolent spirit that preys on fear. It's said he can smell a child's fear and use it to track them down, lurking in closets, under beds, and in the dark corners of rooms. El Cucuy is known to whisper their names at night, a chilling sound that makes even the bravest children tremble. While sightings are rare, those who claim to have seen him describe an overwhelming terror that paralyzes them. El Cucuy's legend is more than a bedtime story. It's a way for parents to instill obedience and caution in their children. Yet even adults admit to feeling uneasy at night, as if El Cucuy could appear at any moment. The fear of El Cucuy has been passed down for centuries, and while many might dismiss him as a mere story, his presence continues to haunt the imagination of young and old alike. La Planchada, or the Ironed Lady, is the ghost of a nurse seen in Mexican hospitals. The story goes that in life, La Planchada was a nurse named Eulalia who fell in love with a doctor, but her love turned to bitterness when she found out he was unfaithful. Consumed with anger, she neglected her patients, and some even died under her care. When she died, her guilt and regret bound her spirit to the hospital, where she now roams the halls as an eternal penance. People who have encountered La Planchada describe her as a well-dressed nurse with a pristine ironed uniform. She's known to approach patients, especially those in severe pain or need, offering care and comfort before disappearing. Some patients wake up feeling better, claiming they were visited by a kind nurse, only to discover later that no such person was on duty. But not all visits from La Planchada are benevolent. Those who are disrespectful or disobedient in hospitals sometimes report feeling a cold, oppressive presence. To this day, La Planchada's spirit is both feared and respected. In Mexico, her tale serves as a reminder to treat the sick with compassion and dignity. While some nurses consider her a guardian, many patients remain cautious, hoping they never encounter her ghostly figure during a late-night hospital stay. La Lechuza is one of Mexico's most feared legends, describing a shape-shifting witch who takes the form of a giant owl. According to legend, La Lechuza was once a powerful sorceress who was wronged by her village. Seeking revenge, she transformed into an enormous owl and now prowls the night, watching and waiting. Her presence is often foreshadowed by strange whistling sounds, and it's said that hearing her whistle brings bad luck. Many believe that La Lechuza attacks those who are disrespectful, drunks, or people wandering the streets at night. Her attacks are brutal, as she swoops down from the skies, her talons ready to carry away her victims. Witnesses describe her as a monstrous bird with human-like eyes, which gleam in the darkness. If you hear her, legend says you must remain silent or risk provoking her wrath. Even today, people across Mexico claim to see La Lechuza on quiet, lonely nights. Some say that to keep her at bay, you must utter a prayer or throw salt at her to break the curse. Despite being a legend, sightings of La Lechuza have persisted, with people reporting eerie whistles and shadowy figures overhead. Her story is a chilling reminder to be cautious and respectful when walking at night, for you never know when she might be watching. These legends reveal the deep-rooted fears and cautionary tales that shape Mexico's view of the supernatural. From the sorrowful cries of La Llorona to the ominous presence of La Lechuza, these stories remind us of the fine line between myth and reality. Whether or not you believe in these legends, it's impossible to deny the sense of unease they inspire. Remember, the next time you find yourself alone in the dark, you may not be as alone as you think.